24 Jahre alt, studiere in Essen Sozialarbeit. Und den Ben habe ich jetzt seit 2 Jahren und wir trainieren jetzt seit 10 Monaten. Den Ben habe ich aus Polen, der war damals 8 Monate und ich habe da Urlaub gemacht und habe den jeden Tag getroffen. Und er hat sich dann entschieden, bis nach Deutschland zu kommen. Und dann haben wir den mitgenommen und sind auch richtig glücklich drüber. Also es war so, der Ben ist eigentlich schon ein Hund, der gerne Sport macht. Und ja, da ich kein Auto habe, hatte ich keine Lust, irgendwie weit weg zu fahren. Und dann habe ich mir überlegt, was kannst du machen? Habe im Internet gesurft und habe da Jochens Homepage gefunden. Und durch die ganzen kleinen Videos war ich total begeistert von dem Sport. Und habe dann auch sofort mit dem Ben angefangen. So ein paar leichte Würfe nur mit einer Stofffrisbee hatten wir damals nur. Und das war richtig gut. Der Ben hat total Spaß und ich auch.
Here we have Chris Sexton and Mark Jennings from America. Again, thank you very much for being here at the European Championships, and now we're going to do a little interview and want everything to know about the UFO and what's going to happen with the contest over there and with us guys here in Europe.
The contest was excellent. It was very well organized and it was very well run, and I think the competition over here very much impressed me. The people have a lot of skill and they have a lot of enthusiasm. I'm really happy to see how far you've come in a very short period of time.
I thought they all had a good time with their dogs, and that's what I really enjoyed seeing. I saw a lot of really creative routines out there, a lot of interest and enthusiasm in the sport. I was very encouraged by it.
You know, it was an honor for us to have an event over here in the first place, and to be, you know, part of this big thing for you was very nice. Well, the UFO is focused on providing more Frisbee dog contests for people to play in. So if we can help each other to have more contests everywhere, that's great. And we have the World Cup Series that we run with all the contests, and we would love to see that expand in Europe if you want to. And it seems like everybody had a good time and with that, and hopefully they're enjoying that and interested in the World Cup Series. And so we want to expand that over here.
Well, my dog Skyler, he's a border collie. He'll be 7 years old in November. He's been competing since he was about 1.5 years old. He loves to play Frisbee. He also loves to watch television. We do about 2 or 3 real big events every year, and the rest of the year I end up judging. And so I get to watch everybody's routines and then go and see if I can make mine look better. But Skyler loves to play, and he's traveled all over the United States with me. I hope to bring him to Europe someday. I think that would be great fun. So I'm hoping to have that opportunity sometime soon.
My dog's name is Laika. She's a border collie also, and she's always likes to play. And 24 hours a day, all she wants to do is play. And if she can play Frisbee, that's fine, but she loves tennis balls the most. If they had a championship for tennis balls, she could win that. So, and she's really, really fast, so we really like to do the long distance throwing, I think. But she also does freestyle very good, so and that's a lot of fun. And we like to do shows and have fun. And she likes to herd sheep, but we don't get to see sheep too much. But she likes to do all sorts of stuff like that. She's a very nice dog. She's very sweet. I really miss her. I wish I could have brought her with me, but it didn't work out this time. So, but next time I'll bring her and everybody can see her and I can show off. Well, I think for safety, I am absolutely convinced that Europe is headed in the very positive direction with regards to safety. Everybody that I've met so far has been safety first. The dog is the most important, and the safety of the dog is the most important. So in the training and in the tricks they do, I see everybody trying to be very careful, and that's very good. You're setting good examples for new people, and you're keeping your own dog safe, and that's going to be great down the road, because then all the people that are now just starting, in a few years maybe they're really good and somebody's learning from them, and they see them doing things very low and doing it very safe and thinking of the dog, and that will be excellent in the future.
As far as developing routines, I think everybody's heading in the right direction. I like seeing a combination of different tricks, a lot of variety. My favorite throw is to take the Frisbee and throw it upside down because it makes such a nice arcing motion, whereas right side up it's generally just a flat line, and I think it makes a real interesting throw for the dog to catch. But I think if people start concentrating on taking tricks and breaking them down to their smallest component, building on them step by step, that's a safe approach. It's also a very solid way to train new tricks, and then each individual trick then builds into a combination of tricks. And when you build a combination of tricks together, you now have a routine. It's a real good way to structure your training. So, but I love throwing them upside down because they make such a nice curving motion.
I like to do the wrist flip with, around my neck, so it goes forward. But it kind of hurts my shoulder sometimes. But it's a fun trick to do, and it looks really neat. So, I think the freestyle over here, definitely everybody's on the right path, and you can see a little bit that everybody is still learning and still trying things, but they're learning so fast. I mean, we already see people that could be very competitive in the USA, and would do okay over there competition-wise for freestyle. I think in the USA, there's some people get so good at freestyle that the throw and catch becomes more important to tell them apart in a competition. But as long as you're having fun, competition is kind of second. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking maybe next spring I might try to make an attempt at breaking the world record for distance. The current record is held by Mark Molnar, and it's 118 meters with Cheyenne Ashley Whippet, and it was set in 1994. And my dog is very fast, and I think that I can maybe throw a frisbee, probably a golf frisbee, maybe a little bit farther for my dog, and so I'm gonna try. When I'm competing, it's usually just Chris and Leica, but sometimes it's Team Leica.
But it's Team Skylar, I think.
Yeah, Team Sky is what I use just as a phrase to describe my dog and myself, because we do this as a team, and that's what's so interesting about Canine Frisbee is it's a true team effort between a person and an animal. So I just refer to us as Team Sky as one entity.
Yeah, you both got border collies, and I'm not really sure, but it looks like there is some kind of trend also in Europe that the most dogs came from the sheep herding breeds like the border collies and the Australian shepherds, but we saw at the European Championship that it was not a border collie and not an Australian shepherd was winning. It was a mixed breed. So do you think it's kind of necessary to have a special breed for that kind of sport?
Absolutely not. Almost any dog can play Frisbee. The herding breeds are very good at it because they're a nice size and they're very fast and they're very good they have good athleticism and they're very smart. So it's sometimes easy to teach them things, and their herding instinct is very good for drive and focus. So when they chase after things, they stay with it. So I think it's easy. It's almost easier to have a herding dog be a Frisbee dog in some ways. But any dog can learn those things, and I think we saw that yesterday. That little dog was just really great, and he had just as much drive as a border collie, and he was obviously having fun, and that was really came through in Karin's routine, and I think that people will see that, and that's really positive. There's nothing wrong with getting a border collie to play Frisbee, but there's it's a lot of work to keep a border collie. So hopefully people don't think you have to have a border collie to play frisbee. You can play with anything. And there's quite a few mixed breeds and other breeds in the United States. So a lot of herding dogs too, but a lot of people play with other dogs.
Yeah, a lot of people do go with the breeds that make the most sense as far as finding a dog with a good work ethic. You know, Border Collies and Australian Shepherds were bred for that. But the real key behind doing well in canine frisbee is to find what your particular dog does well and then showcase that. Some dogs may jump well, some dogs may drive really hard, some dogs may be consistent catchers. There's a lot of different things that different dogs, even within the same breed, do differently. And so if you're able to look at your dog, no matter what breed it is, and find what its strengths are and then build on that, you're going to have a good competitive routine. And so virtually any dog, no matter what breed or mixture of breeds it is, has the potential to be a good frisbee dog. And we see that all the time. We do see a majority of dogs being a particular breed or breeds like Australian Shepherds and Border Collies, but we also see a number of dogs that are up there competing at the high levels as well that, you know, are not Australian Shepherds and not Border Collies. And it's because the handlers are finding what their dog does best and keys on their strengths.
What do you think about we are planning to do the para dog sport for disabled people to frisbee with their dogs, their helping dogs? What do you think about it?
I think it's excellent. Anytime that you can get people involved with their dogs more is great, and that's one of the great things about frisbee is not so much the competition, but the way that it brings people and dogs together. So I think you're going to be providing something really, really, really awesome for people, and it'll be a way for disabled people to get involved in a sport, and that's always fun to be around other people and hang out, and I think they're going to find how much fun it is.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Anytime you find an opportunity to bring an animal together with a human, then you're basically providing the needs for each, because dogs are social animals and require human intervention and some companionship. And so we're just finding other ways to integrate them into our lifestyles, and I think that's just strengthens the purpose of the human-pet relationship.
Thank you very much again for having you here. We had a really great time and it was really a nice competition.